Hello, everyone. Welcome. Well, I'm back again for Spellbinders. We're working our way through all of the wonderful club kits. Today, I'm going to be playing with the small die of the month. This one is called a Lotta heart for obvious reasons. And there's only 3 dies in this set, but they are amazing. So this cover plate cuts out everything, all of the lines you see, it cuts out. And then you have another beautiful ornate heart. And then you have the floral pieces that you can add on top of the heart. So let me cut this out to give you an idea of what it looks like. I'm going to use a piece of pink sand cardstock, and I will run this through my die cutting machine. The paper wanted to stick to my cutting plates, but I wanted to keep it pretty much intact because I'm going to paper piece this back together. Let me pull off the cover plate, and I'm trying to shift it, but it's just stuck there pretty good with static electricity. Okay, so here it is, and then it cuts the hearts in half as well. So I'll show you what I'm going to be doing with those in just a minute. I'm going to keep all of the little pieces, but I wasn't worried about keeping those in place because those were really easy to paper piece back inside. And then it cuts out this pretty heart. We'll use this heart as well. I'm using some picked raspberry distress oxide ink, and I'm going to ink blend on just one side of each piece. I'll go back and blend the color a little bit darker here in just a sec. But it's just going to be on one side. So I'm going to pick up each piece, blend a little bit of ink on one side, and then I'm not going to glue them down yet. I'll do the ink blending first. I kind of bent the tip of that one, but I didn't bend it so bad that I couldn't use it. And I want it to be pretty dark on the one side. Looks so pretty on the pink sand cardstock. This was really fast to do and really fun. This is a very clever die. Okay, so this, when it's put together, it measures a little bit smaller than an A2 sized panel. And I'm going to use some liquid glue to adhere this down onto this piece of white cardstock. I'm not worried about getting it straight on this panel. I'm just focusing on getting all of the edges lined up because I am going to cut this panel down. It's a little bit larger than the cover plate. But I just love the effect of the ink just on one side of each of these. They look like puzzle pieces. I'll go all the way around, and I love the bright white paper behind it too. It really makes this card pop. It would be fun to do this with different colors of cardstock as well. I want to try that sometime. But it makes the most beautiful Valentine's Day card. So here is the last piece. And then I will cut this panel down with my long, sharp scissors. For the heart in the center, I'm going to add more of the picked raspberry over it. And I get my fingerprints in the side of it here. But it's all right. I'm going to cover it up with the ornate heart die cut. I have a silver one there, but I decided not to use that one on this card. I'm going to use a white one. I'll show you what the silver looks like, and it looks really pretty, but I just want it to be bright white. Okay, so I have a white one here, and the pieces fall out really easily. This is kind of fun to do, just to pop all of these little pieces out. And it leaves you with a very ornate heart. It has all of these vines and a few flowers in it. And I'm just going to glue this down flat onto the pink heart. I'll put little dots of glue behind it. And then I do go all the way around the edge of this heart. This piece I am going to pop up with some foam adhesive. Give it a little bit of dimension. But I'm going to hold that in place with an acrylic block while it dries. I have a top folding white card base that I'm going to attach my panel to. And it leaves you with a white border. And then I'm going to go ahead and pop up the heart. I die cut all of the floral pieces that go inside this ornate heart off camera and glued them on. It's very subtle. I used the same pink sand cardstock for the flowers and some peridot for the greenery. And now I'm going to glue in just half of the pink hearts. I like the half pink and half white. It's such a pretty effect. I'm just using my tweezers to pick them up and then glue them in place. I also used a dark pink cardstock for the centers of all of the little flowers on top of my heart. Okay, so I'm pulling in the clear stamp of the month from January, and I'm going to use the sentiment that says, "Be my Valentine." I'm going to pick it up with an acrylic block and pull out my VersaFine Onyx Black ink. I'm going to stamp this on a piece of white cardstock. At the end of this video, I will link to the video where I showed the clear stamp and die of the month club for January. All of the club kits coordinate together this month. Okay, so let's use the coordinating die to cut out this banner sentiment. I'll use some tape to hold this in place while I run it through my die cut machine. But the dies you see there go along with the clear stamp of the month. It comes in two clubs. You can get the clear stamp and die of the month together, or you can just get the clear stamp of the month. But I'll link to all of these supplies in the description box as well as over at my blog. I popped this up with some foam strips. Then I'm going to put it just right over the heart. I think it looks really pretty there. So let's add some sparkle. I bought some more of the crystal clear gems. These are some of my favorites that they have. I like the ones that look white. They call them crystal, but they look white to me. So I'm going to use 3 of these on this panel. The different sizes are fabulous. So I'll put a really teeny tiny one up at the top. And here's a close-up look at the finished card. Isn't that a fun Valentine to send out into the mail? There's so much you can do with this clever set. I hope you enjoyed this video. It was just a quick one today, but I hope you were inspired and get a chance to sit down and create some beautiful Valentines. I'll also have pictures of all of these cards over at my blog at Jackie's Craft Table. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Bye.